So he got that one part when he said, and I told you I'm gonna smash your chick. So I'm like, sir, who you smashing? Like, Kev, don't play with me. Like, we've been cool for too long. Like, who you smashing, sir? He's like, nothing, I'm just talking mess. I'm just talking mess. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they play the second song. And my mouth hit the floor when I heard my name in it. And I'm going to play it. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to play it right now.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. It's my life.
I'm shopping, I'm cruising, I'm dining, y'all losing.
Hey family, welcome to our first ever story time. And to our new viewers, hi, welcome to my world. I'm Nisha. This will be our first story time of many on this page because my teenage years was messy. My teenage years and my early adulthood was very messy. So there are plenty of stories to be told, but we're just going to jump right into it. Once upon a time, a long ass time ago, I moved to Maryland. For those of you who don't know, I'm originally from Philly, hence the Nisha's World 215. But we moved to Maryland. We moved to Maryland when I was like in the 10th grade, and then I lived here on and off for a few years. So when I moved to Maryland, I didn't know anybody. Like, it was a brand new environment for me. We just moved here because my mom's husband got a promotion. So the first friend I ever made here name was Kev. Well, for the sake of this video, and because of the diss track that's involved, because as you can see, this story time is about a rap beef that I kind of started. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to call everybody that's involved by their rap names. So the first friend I made here was Kev Cool. And the reason why we even became friends is because we shared Spanish class together, and somehow he found out that I was Puerto Rican, and he was like, oh, I'm going to sit next to her because he wanted to cheat off my paper so he can pass Spanish. So we ended up becoming real cool. That was like my ace boom cool, like one of my first friends that I made here, true friends that I made here. So we would like hang out and stuff like that. And then when I moved here, the community that I was in was kind of like a popular community for the area. Like, people would come to our community to like play basketball, and like it was just real popping. Like, everybody knew this particular community. But in order for us to get to school, we had to take the cheese bus. So when we would take the cheese bus, like, I would ride and sit with him, and like I got to know people, based off of him or whatever. So long story short, we ended up becoming like super duper close. And Kev had like stuff going on in his personal, like, at home life. So he would spend a lot of time at my house. Like, Kev was the only person allowed in my house when my mother wasn't home, because my mom knew like his situation and stuff like that. So like, he was the only person that was supposed to be in my house when my mom wasn't home. So we hung out like a lot. So one day he ended up coming to my house and telling me to come outside because like everybody was at the court or whatever. So I ended up coming outside, and there was this new dude out there. Now, like I said, this community was like popping, and when you was new, you like stuck out like a sore thumb. So he was new, and he was from New York, so you know how New York dudes be. And I instantly, like, it was like love at first sight. Like, the moment I saw him, I was like, ooh, I want him. So like, he was cool with Kevin, like, because at the time I went to school, I did cheerleading, and then from cheerleading I went to work, and then from work I would like come home. So like, my days was like full. So a lot of the time I wouldn't be around the neighborhood. If I happened to be off and didn't have cheerleading or didn't have competition, that's when you would have to catch me outside. So it just happened to be a day that I didn't have nothing going on. So I was like, yeah, I'll come outside. So they all at the basketball court, they playing. I guess, like, I don't know, I think he lived there for like 2 weeks or something like that. I don't know. He had already knew all the boys in the neighborhood or whatever. It was just my first time seeing him. So Kevin introduced us. Oh man, did I say? Kev introduced us First of all, Kev know this video was being recorded. I have full permission to let this story be out there. But anyway, I'm sorry, I had a few cocktails too, so I'm a little wavy. But anyway, Kev ended up introducing us, and we all were like friends. But then me and Jay Ice ended up dating. So we would all like hang out like in a big group or whatever, but me and Jay Ice was like dating. And everybody was friendly and everybody was cordial. And I don't know, you know how guys can be. And I don't know when the dick swinging contest began, because like I said at the beginning, we was all cool. Like everybody was like chill with each other. Like it wasn't no issues. But somewhere along the line, Kev Cool and Jay Ice started being like in competition with each other. And it started off like small stuff like, oh, I'm better than you in basketball. No, you not. And from basketball, it went to music. Like everybody in our neighborhood like knew that Kev Cool rapped. Like that was his thing. So one day we all outside and Kev had like made a new song or something, and we all like listening to it or whatever. And Jay Ice was like, oh, well, you know, I used to rap too when I was in New York, and my crew is better than your crew and all that stuff. So now they going back and forth about, you know, who crew better. So everybody already knew like Kev Cool music, but nobody knew Jay Ice music. So he went and got one of his CDs. Oh Lord, I'm aging myself, a CD. So he went and got one of his CDs or whatever and played it. And, you know, we listened to the whole CD. I don't really remember nothing special about the CD, but he had this one song that he did on the Sierra OB, like, oh. So he had a song that he did on that Sierra OB, and the hook went something like, whoa, Nelly, Nelly, something, something, something. And then like he was talking about how like he'd be in the club and all the girls be wanting him and like stuff like that. So, you know, it got left there after we listened to like his CD or whatever. Like it got left there, but then like they would do like little jabs at each other just like in like everyday stuff. So one day I had went to school, went to cheerleading practice, and went to work. So by the time I got home from work, it had to been like, I don't know, maybe like 10:30ish maybe. I come in the house and Kev is in my house. My little brother is there, you know, he lived there. My little brother's there, my sister's there. My little brother's friends are all there. Like some other dudes that we know are there. Like it's just like real popping in my house. So I walked in like, yo, why are so many people in here? Like, what's going on? And they're like, yo, Niche, you gotta hear this. You gotta hear this. Kev just dropped new songs. Kev just dropped new songs. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, it wasn't nothing out the ordinary for Kev to like drop a new song. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, let me hear it. And let me tell you, I was not prepared for the songs that I heard. So the first song that he played was a direct diss to Jay Ice song that he had played for all of us to hear, because he did it on the Sierra O beat and was like replying to everything that Jay Ice said in his song. So, you know, I'm like, oh, I can't believe you did that. Like, I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I'm laughing. Everybody else is laughing. So by the time I'm hearing this, the whole neighborhood has already heard it. Because again, like I said, it's 10:30 at night. I've been going all day. So I know this has been the buzz of the area. So I know the whole hood has already heard this. I'm the last person to hear it. So I'm like, okay. I'm just laughing like, oh, that's funny. Like, all right, a little beef, that's cute. I'm gonna insert that song now.
Oh, Nelly, that shit was trash. I'm gonna be that one nigga to end your shit fast, boy. Whoa, Nelly, That shit was trash, trash. I'm gon' be that one nigga, the angel shit fast, boy. When you in the club, the chicks ain't feeling you, homie. They don't even speak to you, let alone chill with you, homie. Cause they know that you phony. This shit here sound funny now, don't it? Cause you know who up on it. Kept cool once again, now we're homie. What you wanna do? Your crew now fucking with mines, no, you better step back, bro. Get smoked like Dro. Kept cool in this bitch right here, reppin' the BMD, you know, but I guess you don't. Better recognize who be the better guys, cause I see the hate in your eyes. Like I hate these guys, but your words really don't mean shit. Cause I told you I'ma smash your shit, and I'm still saying, oh, Nelly. That shit was trash, trash. I'm gon' be that one nigga, the angel shit fast, boy, whoa, Nelly. That shit was trash, trash. I'm gon' be that one nigga, the angel shit fast, boy, whoa, Nelly. That shit was trash, trash. I'm gon' be that one nigga, the angel shit fast, boy, whoa, Nelly. That shit was trash, trash. I'm gon' be that one nigga, the angel shit fast, boy. Yeah. Listen, you little bum ass nigga. I know I'm hurting your feelings and shit. I'ma leave you alone. Fucking dirtbag, nigga. But don't talk shit about shit you don't know about, nigga. Regardless, you don't even know shit about me, man. You little whack ass lines, man. You couldn't come up with something better than whoa, Nelly. This bullshit. That shit was trash, trash. I'm gon' be that one nigga, the angel shit fast, boy. Whoa, Nelly. That shit was trash, trash. I'm gon' be that one nigga, the angel shit fast, boy. Whoa, Nelly. That shit was trash, trash. I'm gon' be that one nigga, the angel shit fast, boy. Whoa, usual thing, tryna make me that shit was trash, trash. I'm gon' be that one nigga, the angel shit fast, boy. Big MD, the Baltimore Mike Dynasty. It's the big MD, the Baltimore Mike Dynasty. It's the big MD, the Baltimore Mike Dynasty. It's the big MD, the Baltimore Mike.
Alright, so he got that one part when he said, and I told you I'm gonna smash your chick. So I'm like, sir, who you smashing? Like, Kev, don't play with me. Like, we've been cool for too long. Like, who you smashing, sir? He's like, nothing, you know, I'm just talking mess. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they play the second song. And my mouth hit the floor when I heard my name in it. And I'm going to play it. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to play it right now.
Yeah, nigga, time is money and I ain't got time to waste. I move at a pace that separates the real from the fake. I'm running the J, who else want it? Tell them to stop, come fuck up the rap. You run the J, ice for help. This nigga talking like he rhyme with the heat. I heard your CD on all your songs, you barely could rhyme on beat. You think you better than me, pussy, take another road. Cause challenging me means taking on a heavy load. Bitch, fuck these hoes, suggest you study your own features. The truth is, a nigga could still have Tanisha do what I did. She really wasn't expecting from me. But nigga, please, I know that you jealous of me. You wanna fuck with me, homeboy, think twice. Cause your skills ain't right, but your beats is nice. That's a bad combination. Shorty, watch what you say, cause fucking with me was nothing but domination.
Okay, Lil Rap and Prim, J Ice, J Wack, whatever, man. Right, chill ass, holla at me. It's your boy. Don't got the balls though. Yeah. Move out the way, Sage, and move out the K. Blaze a dude out the streets, bang the fool out the day. Change and use mouth to pay weight. Cause who bout to say, I dare this nigga try to take the food out my face. Yeah, Sage Brav is a general scrap. They can't rap, and I make instrumentals from scratch. Who you know that's my age, they do it bigger than that. I use that, but crime pays, and I'm sick with the packs. Facts exposed when I rap about the quarter carats in my ring and the tracks that's out. And every time I bend the home, I have a passing out. I'm still proclaiming this Baltimore's new support system like a weight bench. I push mass when these poor victims can't seem to shake they trash lines and enforce spit. spitting. Be real for you niggas see still. Hope police will send the rest in peace seal, nigga.
Yeah, told you, nigga. Fucking with me means you fucking with a heavy load. Bet you think the next time you talk some shit now. Pussy ass nigga. When you come out with that chick song, come out with one on the same beat. Shit on you on the same song and shit. Gone.
When I tell y'all, I heard this song and I know my face had to be beet red because I can only imagine what everybody thought happened between me and Kev, because he just left it so, he left it to anybody's interpretation. Like when he said, the truth is a nigga could still have Tanisha, did what I did, she really wasn't expected from me, but nigga, please, I know that you're jealous of me. Like, sir, you're gonna have the whole neighborhood thinking that it was something that it wasn't. Like, me and Kevin, it was a moment in time where Kevin was going through a lot of stuff in his, like, personal life. He had just went through a breakup. Like, he had home stuff going on. So, like, he was, like, in a real vulnerable place. And I feel like it was a transfer of emotions from everything that was going on that he transferred to me, because, like, I was the closest person to him. But we did end up sharing a kiss. That was what he was talking about in the song, like, because he ended up kissing me, and I wasn't expecting it from him, because, like, that was my ace boom coon. But me and him knew what it was. We knew that it was just a kiss, and that we was never going to go there. Like, that was something I didn't want to ever jeopardize, was our friendship. Like, our timing was just never right, and plus, I never wanted to jeopardize our friendship, and I dated one of his friends. So it was never going to happen. We were never going to go past friends. But, you know, he kissed me that one time, and I ain't going to hold y'all. It was a good kiss. Like, he was a good ass kisser. But that happened, like, way, like, a year before any of this track stuff had even started. But because he never elaborated, I know he just let everybody run with their own theories. And some of the theories that I was hearing was like, wow, like, me and Kevin had sex, and we was in a secret relationship, and we was doing things in my house. It was just like, people's imaginations just ran wherever they wanted to go. But I heard it, and I'm just like, I have no words. Like, I can't believe you put me in this. And so I'm just like, I have nothing to say. And he's like just standing there looking all proud or whatever. So at this point, I'm like, well, guys, everyone has got their entertainment for today. I'm gonna need y'all to get out, because my mama gonna be home soon. I gotta put my little sister to bed. I still got homework I need to do. Y'all gotta skedaddle. So I put everybody out the house, end up putting my little sister down for bed. I think I took like a shower and was getting ready for bed, and I hear the slightest knock on my door. So I'm like, who is this now? Go and answer the door, and it's my boyfriend. It's J Ice. And J Ice had this like flunky. Like, he legit was his flunky. Like, that was his son, and he birthed him. And he would ride J Ice dick so hard because they both was from like New York, and he finally had a friend. Like, it was like Diddy and Fonz Bentley. Like, it was really ridiculous. But it's J Ice and his friend. We just gonna call him Fonz Bentley. So he's at my door. He comes to my door, and so he's like, so you just letting niggas play diss tracks about me all through the neighborhood? And I'm like, I just got home from a long day of school, cheerleading, and work. I just walked into it. I wasn't around when the diss track was being distributed through the hood. Hey guys, niece from the future. So I just realized that I didn't add this part in. So he hadn't heard the diss track. Kev left the CD at my house. So after we kind of like settled down a little bit from arguing, he asked me to play the diss track for him, and I did. So after he heard both songs, he just looked at like so defeated, and it just led to another argument. And I didn't know nothing about it. So he's like, I think you lying. I feel like you knew about it. So Fonz Bentley is like, yeah, I feel like you knew about it too. And that ain't right. That ain't loyal. Like, how you just gonna let somebody dish your man like that? And like, I'm looking at him like, can you just shut the fuck up? Like, why are you even here? But everything that Jay Ice is saying, Fonz Bentley is like dick eating off of. So like me and Jay Ice is like arguing back and forth because he's like convinced that I knew about it and I was here when he was letting the whole neighborhood hear it. And I'm just like, I just got home. Like, you knew I had cheerleading and I had to work today. Like, I think at that time, like, I had a cell phone, but I don't think he had a cell phone. And texting wasn't a thing yet. We were still like, we still had minutes and call me after 8 when it's free. But I can't remember. I don't remember him having a cell phone. I don't think he had a cell phone. So he used to have to come like knock on my door. So like we're arguing and like I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, you kind of started this, like y'all going back and forth having a dick swinging contest, and like now we're here. Like, I don't know what you want from me. So I think we ended up like breaking up for the night. He ended up breaking up with me that night, all behind the diss track, and I'm just like, okay. For one, I was just too tired to even argue, and I'm just like, I really didn't have nothing to do with it. I don't know what you want me to say. I didn't know. But we ended up breaking up for the night, and I think we ended up somehow getting back together because there are more story times involving Jay Ice. But after that, Jay Ice never put out a diss track to Kev, so Kev got the last tee-hee-hee. Yeah, Jay Ice never responded. I don't know if they fought or not. I don't know. There was whispers on the street that like they had fought. I don't know nothing about it because a lot of the time I wasn't around. I was at work and at cheerleading. So I don't know. I had heard that they had fought, but I'm not sure how true. I gotta ask Kev. I don't know. But nothing really came to it after that. Like, Kev ended up moving. Like I said, he had a lot of stuff going on at home. So he ended up moving to his dad's house, which wasn't like nowhere near us. Like, here in Maryland, they make a big thing about like the county versus the city. So we lived in the county. His dad lived in the city. So like me and him still like talked all the time or whatever, but he wasn't like in the neighborhood. So I guess he wasn't no competition no more for Jay Ice. And me and Jay Ice ended up getting back together. Unfortunately, Jay Ice ended up taking my virginity later down the line, but that's for a different story. And yeah, we broke up and got back together so many times. Like, broke up and got back together so many times. But yeah, so that's the end of the rap battle, the rap beef. Like, a bad little mamacita like me started a rap beef. To this day, Jay Ice still wants me. But that's another story time for another day. And to this day, me and Kev Cool is still as thick as Steve. So I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. Be on the lookout for many, many more to come in the future. All right, love y'all. Peace out.
I'm cruising, I'm dining, y'all losing.
It's my life and I'm working on my own rules.